Welcome to POSTCAST. David Locke along with Ron Boone. He had to do TV. I didn't. That's why he's wearing a tie. I'm not. Jazz ran into the Thunder tonight, and the Thunder were really, really good. There's some good positive things, actually, from the Jazz standpoint. The Jazz end up winning the second and third quarter and tying the fourth, but they got blitzed early, and from a win-loss standpoint, the Thunder were in control of this game the whole way.
Well, before we really get into the first, second, and third quarter, let's talk about the fourth quarter. There, what the Thunder did. I mean, the Jazz had an excellent fourth quarter. You look at those numbers, David. They were 12 for 18 for the field for 67%. But Billy Donovan brings back in Russell Westbrook, Kevin Kevin Durant. They go 13 for 17. They shot 76%.
Wow.
So that's
Well, that's really telling. So the fourth quarter, they shot 76%. The Jazz, if you look at that, went small that entire quarter. Gobert played 5:57. Favors played 3:51. So the two of them played about 9:40, and I think Withy probably cleaned up the rest of them. So the Jazz went small. They didn't ever play two bigs trying to deal with this. And what ends up happening is they can't defend. And so this team has got a hard time right now. I think the Jazz are. I don't want to get it concerned, but I think this is a fair statement. I think they're lost right now on who they are. They're struggling offensively. We saw that in the first quarter. And to play well offensively right now, it's as though they have to go small. They play the triple wing, but they lose what made them so good at the end of last season, which is how dominant they were and big they were defensively. And this is going to be the tug of war that's going to go on all season long because they're not, frankly, good enough yet to put out a team that's great offensively and great defensively. And they're going to have to figure out how to try to be okay offensively and great defensively, or okay defensively and great offensively.
well. The flip side of that, David, is I agree and I disagree, but this is the Oklahoma City Thunder. That lineup that they had out there on the floor played very, very well against the Oklahoma City Thunder on the offensive end. Now that's a very good defensive team. They're big. They rebound. They block shots. And the Jazz were still able to hold their own with that lineup. Can they get away with other teams in the NBA? Other than the Houston's and they probably could get away with it with Golden State Warriors, that type of thing. So I think we can't get so hung up on what they were able or what they were not able to do against Oklahoma City Thunder, but think about what they can do with that against other teams.
Well, and I 100% agree with you. I think that's a great comment. Particularly the Thunder were playing their final preseason game, and they came after it tonight. Jazz really came after it too, but Thunder are better than the Jazz. I don't think anyone ever thought that to be otherwise. And frankly, during the season, what you're trying to do is beat the Thunder 1 out of 4 times. Right? I mean, you got to get them in one of your home games. If you're going to go win 45 games or something like that, you do it by beating the Thunder 1 out of 4. Tonight would not have been that night. But I think I've seen what I was talking about most of the preseason, that there's this new experiment of going small. When they do it, it works offensively. Alec drives the lane, is able to get things going. Rodney can get in. The spacing's much better. But they lose the defensive prowess of what they had. And we're watching the opening lineup. Still seems to have some of the defensive prowess, though it wasn't great tonight, allowing 34 points in the first quarter. And the offense has really struggled to open just about every preseason game so far.
Well, this is the Jazz. I think trying to find their way on the
Yeah.
offensive end of the floor, and defensively. We haven't seen that yet as this season, this preseason in a way, because of the focus being so much on the offensive end. Defense is going to have to get better. Now, when they go to that small lineup, that means one big is on the floor. Rudy or maybe Derek Favors. That means when they have to switch, those guys are switching on someone that they cannot defend out on the perimeter. I mean, this is why you play preseason games. You find out a lot about your team, about your team, about matchups out there on the floor, and what you can and cannot do. And even though the Jazz lost, I think to the Thunder tonight, I think they found out some things that's going to help them at the beginning of the year.
One interesting note tonight, they played 46 minutes of point guard minutes. They did not play the triple wing very much tonight. They kept Trey or Raul on the floor for almost the whole game. I still think that triple wing is going to be a larger portion of this team than what we saw tonight.
I've been pleased with that as well, and I'm with you. I think that's going to be something that they're going to go to a couple of times a ball game, and I think it's going to be very effective. The great thing about what you call
Tony,
the
are you
triple
just
wing
going to
is
listen
that
and bail out whenever you're
they
ready?
get a rebound, they go.
Okay.
You got either one of those guys can go and finish at the rim and get right into their offense if they have to. But it turns out to be a better rebounding team there as well.
Jazz tonight, Trey Burke did something I was really pleased with. 1 of 7 in the first half. Came back 6 of 8 in the second half. Great bounce back second half for Trey Burke. And interestingly, in the first half, he was guarding Robertson, who's not an offensive player at all. I mean, in fact, he took 4 shots tonight, and they were all air balls. He can airball from 2 feet, 14 feet, 20 feet. He's really fabulously consistent. And almost as though not having a defensive assignment got him out of he guarded Westbrook in the second half and played much better. And frankly, Westbrook was incredible tonight. I didn't have a feeling that Trey was awful on Westbrook in any way, shape, or form. Westbrook is better than everyone. And, I mean, he absolutely initiated Raul Neto into the league twice tonight when Neto got up on him and he was like, are you kidding? One of the Oklahoma City guys tweeted out, Raul Neto has a look on his face. This guy plays this position, my position in this league?
Size, quickness, explosive ability, can shoot the 3, can shoot the 2, and how do you defend a guy like that? I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, you watch rookies and how surprised they are. You know you're a good player when you come into the league, and then you realize, I'm with some guys that scrapbook is much better than mine, and so you know how hard you have to work from that point on.
So the Jazz fall tonight, 23 for Rodney Hood, 20 for Alec, 18 for Gordon on the scoring front. 20 for Trey, 14 for Alec, 8 of 9 on the free throw line. I'm just going to be broken record. I'm not trying to harp on it, but no 3-point attempts for Alec Burks tonight. So Alec Burks, through 6 preseason games, has taken 4 threes, which, I'm sorry, in this league, that's hard if that's your shooting guard.
Hopefully he picks that up. I'm kind of confident that eventually he will. What did he average last year? 2 attempts.
I think he got up to 2.8.
And he needs to average a little bit more than that. I totally agree with you, but he is so good at getting to the basket. Can he get those 3-point plays the hard way, or is it the easy way, or the old-fashioned way?
Right, the old-fashioned way. Jazz 5 of 17 from 3 tonight. 17 of their 79 shots were threes. Thunder look great. I mean, that's the real story of the night. We are focusing on the Jazz, but the real story of the night, if anyone else is walking out of here, is how good Oklahoma City looked.
They look tremendous. They look ready to start the season. This is their last preseason game. They're one of the teams that only played 6. The Jazz will play 7. There are a lot of teams that are playing 8. And so now the Jazz will focus in on getting ready for the beginning of the year, as of the Thunder. The Thunder finish tonight, and they'll have at least, 10 days?
San Antonio, here they no, they'll play Tuesday night. They'll open Tuesday. We open Wednesday. We'll watch that one together in Detroit, my friend. Unless you got big plans in Detroit. In Rochester, Michigan. We start the season on the road. Ah! Have a good night. Be safe.